Thank you for joining us on Arirang뉴스. I'm Kim Do-yeon. Just a couple of hours ago, President Yoon wrapped up a summit with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida in Yongsan, which would be their last before Kishida steps down. The two enjoyed a good personal relationship on the international stage while achieving expanded cooperation and reviving civilian exchanges. Our Kim Do-yeon reports.
This was the 12th and last time these two met, as the leaders of two neighboring countries with a complex relationship. At Yongsan Presidential Office, President Yoon Suk Yeol on Friday hosted Japanese Prime Minister Fumio-Gishida, who is set to step down from his post later this month. Sometimes even called a bromance, the two leaders looked back at the achievements they made with each other so far.
총리님과 함께 일궈온 성과들은 제가 대통령에 취임한 이후 가장 의미 있는 일이었습니다. 경제와 안보를 비롯한 여러 분야에서 정부 간 협의체들이 모두 복원되었습니다. 그리고 활발한 소통과 협의가 이루어지고 있습니다.
Since President Yoon's significant decision in March of last year, dialogue and cooperation between our two countries have begun to advance significantly in many areas, following the direction that we set forth together at the Tokyo summit.
During this summit, the two sides reached several agreements. First, they agreed that the two countries would aid each other's citizens in conflicts in a third country, as they already have done during the coup in Sudan and the Israel-Hamas conflict last year.
Amid ongoing global instability, the Memorandum of Cooperation for Protecting Overseas Citizens is expected to provide a strong institutional foundation for ensuring the safety of both nations' citizens.
Second, they also agreed to simplify the border entry process for both sides, with more than 10 million people having made the trip across the East Sea this year. Furthermore, South Korea has received documents from Japan listing the victims of forced labor during Imperial Japan's wartime colonization of Korea. Now, this marks the end of the two's shuttle diplomacy. Relations between the two nations were strained over historical issues for a few years, particularly compensation for Korean victims of forced labor during World War II, before President Yoon offered a solution from South Korea's end. With this, the shuttle diplomacy kicked off with President Yoon's visit to Tokyo in March 2023, reviving ties and boosting civilian exchanges. Security cooperation also expanded, including through the trilateral Camp David summit with the U.S. The two leaders were jointly awarded the John F. Kennedy Profile in Courage Award. Meanwhile, when President Yoon emphasized that the two countries should work together to leave a positive legacy for future generations, Prime Minister Kishida reassured the president that regardless of who becomes Japan's next prime minister, the importance of bilateral relations will remain unchanged. Kim Do-yeon, 아리랑뉴스.